going on, guys? We're at SHOT Show 2015. This is day 3, I believe. We're here with Spyderco. I was telling them earlier that I got a knife from my wife a little while ago and I absolutely love it. So I had to stop by and check out some of their blades. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
The floor is yours. Show me what you got.
Well, one of the ones I want to share with you is one of our new products. This is called the Schempp Bowie. So Ed Schempp is a custom knife maker, a very good friend of Spyderco, and he's also an expert in ethnic knife designs. And one of the things that Spyderco has always tried to do is to really kind of pay tribute to a lot of the cultural knives that have evolved around the world. So what we've looked at is basically tasking Ed with going around and researching different types of ethnic or cultural knives, learning the history behind them, and then adapting them to modern designs. So we've done a bunch of stuff as far as knives from Asia, kukris, barongs, creases, and stuff like that. We've done knives from Africa. We wanted to come home. We wanted to come back to the US and basically pay tribute to the traditional American Bowie knife. So this is the Schempp Bowie. So what you see is, first of all, very cool, stylistic looking knife. Has a lot of the trappings and the style of what you would see with the traditional Bowie knife, but it also has some really good features, especially for the folks out there who are interested in the combative applications of a knife, using a knife as a defensive weapon. So kind of show you how all those things come together, and also kind of see how old school and new school combine with this knife. So first of all, you have the traditional Bowie style blade. There's a lot of different types of Bowies. When you look at it, historically, you have different shapes, but this is kind of the quintessential American Bowie with the clip point blade. This is CPM S30V stainless steel, so it's a crucible particle metallurgy steel, basically a state-of-the-art stainless steel, so a very high quality steel. The way that it's ground, it has a full thickness spine back here for strength, and then what you see is a high flat grind. And the higher that grind is, the more acute the edge is, and it gives it overall really good edge geometry, so it's going to cut really well. The clip on the blade is not only a signature element of a traditional Bowie knife, but it also brings the point down to the center of the blade, so for thrusting tactics, it allows that direct, straight, powerful thrust. As we start to move into the handle of the knife, what you see are brass bolsters. You can't get much more traditional than that. You also have kind of that traditional Bowie S-guard on there. So it gives you really kind of an old school kind of element there, and that is butted right up against a carbon fiber G10 laminate scale. And if you notice, what you see is they're joined by a dovetail joint. So really an element of class as far as the quality of execution of the knife. And again, what you get is that old school, new school mix. You notice that it has a solid stainless steel backspacer. What that does is it shifts the weight toward the back of the knife. So what you get is a really nice balance point right about at the index finger there. So it gives the knife a really lively feel in the hand. It has a traditional, what's called a coffin-shaped handle. Again, one of the trappings of traditional Bowie knives. And you'll also notice that the angle between the blade and the handle has a kind of a dropped handle. What that does, when I grip the knife, you notice that I can maintain a straight wrist angle and the point of the blade faces straight forward. So if I grip this like in a traditional saber grip like this, what you'll see is the point of the blade faces straight forward. In traditional Bowie knife fighting, fencing style stuff, what they would do is actually point the blade in such a way that it becomes almost invisible in the sense of you can't judge the blade length. You lose that depth perception.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing me right now.
So right from there, when I thrust, you can't tell when it's coming. And it gives you that advantage, you know, in a fight. Also, when you're cutting, what it does, you'll see in a lot of cases when you have a knife that has a straight blade like this, when I'm cutting here, the angle between my wrist and the edge here, this tapers back. With this, it drops down a little bit more. So what this allows me to do when I'm applying cutting pressure, it's going to cut with continuous pressure as I follow through, simply because the blade is already depressed a little bit that way. What's interesting about it too is when you look at some of the Indonesian methods as far as thrusting, some of the other combative methods you'll find with a knife, if I brace the knife against my palm here and I take my index finger and ride it around this way, now anything that I poke with my index finger, the blade gets there just a little bit sooner. So it allows you to target things like eyes, throat, whatever. If you're going after specific targets, you now have extreme accuracy because you've got that ability to index and brace right against the palm.
Man.
It's a liner lock mechanism. It's a liner lock mechanism. So what you've got is a very stout liner lock, very sturdy, locks the blade in the open position. But you notice that the liner lock doesn't stand very proud of the handle. So it's a conscious effort to close a knife. It's not difficult, but it prevents it from closing unintentionally. Again, you've got that nice S-guard, so it gives you a really good hand stop on it. And for ease of carry, it's got a deep pocket wire reversible clip. So you've got a wire clip, which is nice because it gives us some lateral flexibility, and it's a deep pocket carry, so it's going to carry very discreetly. It's also reversible left or right side, so you can set this up for immediate access, a very quick draw, left side or right side. And of course, as far as opening, the trademark round Spyderco hole, quickest way to get the knife open. And what you'll notice is also with that angle between the handle and the blade, it doesn't have to travel a full 180 degrees to get it to open. So the fact that it's a shorter arc means it's going to open more positively. If you need it in a hurry, it's going to be there for you.
Man, it looks like a great mix of old and new, like you said. That brass and the G10 looks awesome.
Yeah, it's a great combination, and again, what you're doing is you're kind of paying respect to the history of the Bowie knife as far as an American icon, but at the same time taking state-of-the-art materials, taking the best of old school and new school, and really putting it into something that is both artistic and very, very functional.
How much research went into getting all this the way it is?
Well, Ed, he's put a lifetime of research into this. He's a very accomplished knife maker, very accomplished bladesmith, and it's something that has been part of his life for years and years and years. So there's really no way to quantify when that started or ended, because it's literally
never ends.
Yeah, it's been a lifetime passion for him. But we're really fortunate to have him as kind of our historian and as our R&D person as far as taking proven designs, ethnic designs that literally have been combat proven over centuries, putting those into a modern folder and creating a really cool product that we can share with our customers.
So if someone absolutely loves this, can they get this now?
These are getting ready to ship right now. We just received our first shipment of these. So right before SHOT Show, this is actually a production sample of this knife. So these will be shipping within a matter of weeks after SHOT. And I believe the retail price on this is, I believe, $299.95. So street price is going to bring that down considerably, but
it's a great looking knife.
Yeah, it's an awesome knife. You can check it out, of course, at Spyderco.com. You can also see all of our other products available there. And as always, anyone has any questions, we're easy to find.
All right, Mike, thanks for having us. I really appreciate it. It's a great looking knife.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.